talked a lot about your passion for radio. And earlier on, we were talking about, moments that can make or break you or just really change your life. And you mentioned that you had a moment like that when you had an accident.
Oh yeah, I.
When was that?
Oh yeah, come to think of it all,
Yeah?
wow. There's a time I forgot to tell you. Before I actually went to SMAC, I went to Kasasa. Kasasa was a Christian brothers school as well as SMAC. Those Christian brothers of Christian instruction. It was a beautiful school. Brothers schools famous having nice compound flowers and whatever. But because SMAC, the places were full. Yeah, and then I came a bit early. I came a little bit late from Nairobi, so I had to go to Kasasa for about 2 terms. Yeah, 2 terms and come to SMART. So one of those times when I was coming from Kasasa now on Masaka Road. Masaka Road then that period also had its fair share of accidents, and I was as well. I to tell you, I don't know if this is God's hand that has been in all these situations, and I don't know what I'm destined for. When I was coming back home, and you can imagine I had wait, I don't know if I had sought permission or I had escaped, because that whole idea of me being miles away from my family, from a person who grew up, in the kindergarten, and you're taking back home, kid at the primary school, you're heading. This was the first time I'm taken miles away. And when I was coming to Kampala, the taxi overturned in one of the corners, I think Nabingo or somewhere, yeah. For then, and this how life is. Within a flash, within a blink of an eye, you're either gone or you're alive. I remember the guy going down and losing control. In the blink of an eye, I was upside down. Christo, how I came out of that taxi, maybe with a little glass, I came out.
You were fine.
People were bleeding. What I remember is that I wouldn't understand. That hey, this kid, what's up? Is being from school here. Where are you going? I'm still trying to get back my conscience. But nothing. I hadn't broken an ankle. I hadn't broken an arm. I saw some legs and it's just one of those miracles. And come to think of it, you've reminded me about that. Yeah, I completely. That was one of my. And that's how it happens. Between the blink of an eye, you're upside down. You've had an accident. The taxi has rolled. So you're either dead or.
And you can see all these other people
exactly.
who are really. Did anyone die in that accident?
Yeah.
Did anyone die in the accident?
I don't remember. I remember there was so much confusion. People were being rushed to hospitals as well.
But you were okay.
That's the last I remember.
Wow.
I took a ride with a guy, and I think I remember I managed to take myself home, and I don't know if I actually even talked about that incident, or I kept quiet about it. In fact, I will ask my parents if I've ever told them that story.
What do you mean?
Because I think I might.
You might have just gone home
because I think I escaped.
Oh.
Yeah. So I knew the dangers. So you've escaped from school. Then I think I had gone to my brother's, so I kept quiet about it. In my,
Yeah. Didn't you keep getting like flashbacks? I mean, that's a scary thing.
Until
you were young.
Yes, until you reminded me right now is when I've just actually recalled that was another life-threatening moment I went through. And, probably, I don't know if probably that's how we see life after maybe our soul leaves us, that you're able to really see your surrounding and
wow.
I don't know, like
so you're just you blocked it out.
Life after death. Maybe I saw it. Maybe I saw a little bit of it. Maybe I got a flash of what it looks like. Because for all of a sudden I didn't even feel myself, but you're seeing people being taken, and you don't know what's going on. Maybe you're half dead, like they say. I don't know, but I was upside down. Like, wow, within a flash of a second, a blink of an eye, imagine you're upside down. So the car's rolled. And you're either gone or whatever. Now, the second life-threatening was after when when Museveni took over power. And that was the 86 war. Yeah, were very young then, very young, and we used to go. I used to go to my neighbors and Makere play in the compound, and that's when after the war the soldiers were cleaning up. Some they would say be careful where you're going to play. You'll find some grenades or whatever. You got to be careful, especially where there's overgrown grass. Don't all these kinds of warnings. So as kids, we're very inquisitive, and let me say for some, maybe they didn't keep an eye on us, and then we went and found this explosive. When playing, now this is what's funny. We get playing with this explosive where we come with all my guys from the neighborhood. We go to the veranda. We're playing with this gadget. Then you're holding
And you don't even know.
Yes,
Oh my God.
you're holding an explosive, and let me show you that this is explosive, and you're trying to hit it as kids. Imagine that would have blasted us, probably ripped off our heads, because that's explosive you hit, and it didn't blast. Maybe we didn't hit it that hard. So we're like, our moms call us, say, hey, kids, come and go. It's time for your shower. They say, throw that thing away. So I throw it. Now, sister was overgrown grass. I think it was probably elephant grass. The bomb I think slid.
Okay.
So within day 2, we back to our drill. Playing around. Oh, remember that gadget? We say, oh, where did you throw it? It's right there in the flowers. How we go. Get it back again. Can you imagine? No, you're with an explosive. This is the thing that's going to finish you all. So with an explosive, we try to hammer it. I don't know why it did not explode. You're trying to hammer it, but I don't know.
And
maybe
this is the second day.
Yes, this is the second evening. I don't know if we're hitting it that hard. Parents, my guy's parent calls him, hey, guys, it's time to shower, Jim, come. Jim, like, I still remember, because now I still recall them telling me, man, throw that thing, throw it, then I throw it. Wow, yo, my God, it exploded. Yeah. And I think that then what I remember, and that I think that's what they call shrapnels. Shrapnels.
Yeah, shrapnel.
They came and hit me. I'm on the ground. The other guys, I think, as well, because they had already run, I remember, so they hit me the most. I'm on the ground, I'm bleeding. I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, I'm like, I'll get back to the other situation as well. I'm half dead again.
Yeah.
I see guys flying all over. I see cops. I see army uniform guys surrounding all the houses. And then my granddad was the top surgeon. So he's being called. They come and rush. They take me to hospital. First, take me to shower. Take me to hospital. I think probably all the I don't know what went on. But then, I can't walk. I'm being carried. Yeah, then whatever happened, I don't know. I lost my consciousness, and I wake up. I'm in the hospital bed, and I'm seeing all these guys around me, and I'm like, I don't feel my legs. Like you're not feeling this part. The other part, maybe you're like. And then I'm not scared. I don't even know what to think. But I can hear, so I hear, my granddad discussing that, and the guys like, his chances of walking are very minimal. I know when that hits you, you're like, my God, this is something I never saw coming. Okay, I now still remember. I remember I threw something, it exploded. And I'm being discharged out of hospital. I can't believe I'm sitting on a wheelchair. I'm being driven. I'm home. I'm in a wheelchair, and I'm like, you're already starting to accept what's something. So you're going to be like this. Yeah, but then my granddad is, through those processes, he talks to me. He's like, this is. It's also your inner self as well. And I think, they know the drill, so I started going through that therapy as well.
The physiotherapy.
Yeah, exactly. Went to Nairobi as well, come back here. And, slowly I'm on that wheelchair. And something is when you feel your foot. Oh, one morning I can now play with my feet. I'm like, I even looked at them and I can now feel my feet.
Your toes were moving.
Yeah. Because remember that part of my body, I think, was paralyzed then. Yeah. So I can now feel, and it's like, oh, that's a good sign.
Wow.
So what's the bit that scared me is until today, one of the shrapnels, I still have the shrapnels in me. They said it will remain in me for life. That shrapnel keeps swimming, keeps going. The blood flow up and
Oh, come on.
yes,
What?
yeah.
Is
And I
that,
don't know,
isn't that dangerous?
and I don't know why. Yes, that's what I thought. Isn't it dangerous as well? Doesn't it reach a time probably it rusts as well? Probably I don't know. And now maybe they removed it. But the last I remember, if I remember very well, I remember them saying that shrapnel is either it will be very dangerous. Yeah, and we just got to let it.
Where it was located, maybe they couldn't remove it.
Exactly. And it just keeps, like you have something, just keeps moving up. Can you imagine? Somebody asked me recently, don't you think that shrapnel, like will probably, rust or something, and which will cause a sudden cancer in your.
But
Yeah,
but I think you can't have an MRI, isn't it? I think
yeah, exactly.
if there's
So
anything metallic in your body, right?
Yeah, maybe I should. I don't know,
You
but
should definitely go and have go back in your records or talk to someone.
why should I test?
See, these are questions you're asking now.
But why should I test it? I've lived till today. Eh? Maybe who knows? Maybe it will lead to I mean, they would have removed it.
Maybe.
Yeah, my granddad was the one of the best surgeons in this country, so he knows. Maybe he removed it, and now I don't know.
It's interesting what you remember, though.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting because some of these things I even actually told my sister and my mom at a certain point in time, and she could not believe I could remember some of these things. So it actually is very interesting as well. The time a kid can actually understand and remember and look at what's going on, and he recalls it at a certain point, and you never believe that this kid was actually.
Yeah, they'll forget about it.
Exactly.
They'll
Now you say
definitely
remind
forget
her
about
about things she never knew. I would even never remember. So kids actually pay a lot of attention. You might think but they take
That's
in
the
a lot.
scary part.
Exactly. So you got to watch whatever.
part.
Yeah.
What about you and having a family? I think we talked the last time we met.
Yeah.
You asked me about my kids.
Yeah.
I remember, and then I asked you, and
Yeah.
you were like, "Oh, not yet."
Yeah, family. I mean,
Do you see yourself ever being a family man, or?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to. I've never thought that probably one day I will have a title, somebody calling me, a kid calling me daddy. Yeah, I think that's another interesting part of life. Yeah, it's another interesting cycle. Yeah, every man, of course, or woman loves called mother as well as daddy. And at one time that wasn't on my mind. I was like, it's just not meant for me. I don't think it's meant for me. And when you grow up in a professor's household, you're groomed to be this kind of stuff. The perfect guy, gone to the best schools, best university. After university, probably still taking on another level. Your PhD, then get married. Then,
all these steps you're supposed to follow.
Exactly. So yeah, and probably I think he's still a little disappointed on that part, and I think I would make him the happiest man, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man.
When
speaking
it
of family, maybe
happens, it will happen.
maybe I have maybe I have maybe I have my offspring somewhere there, and
Offspring.
who knows when their moms will come forth. Yeah,
Maybe after this.
I'm pretty sure somewhere along the way, maybe a seed must have been dropped. Maybe she's maybe she's waiting for the right timing. But yeah, not of my own knowledge. But yeah, I mean,
So
sometimes
right now,
sometimes you don't have to be pressured in
yeah,
doing something because other people are doing it. Yeah,
absolutely,
but then you
absolutely.
also have reality checks that at what point. And I don't know if I'm not using it as a defensive mechanism, but I think probably everything has its timing. I don't know. Sometimes if it's too late, but it has never been. Man, it's like
Maybe it's not something you've even really thought too hard about, like
yeah, but
on and off.
I think the African culture also tells you, by a certain point in your time, you're supposed to have this. It has always been our, and it's our culture. So you feel you're
So
in
you
debt.
feel a bit of pressure.
Yeah, I feel a bit of you're indebted. Like what's up? What's going on?
And do you feel this for having a child or for the whole, like you should be in a relationship and are you in a relationship? Sorry.
Let me take one for the family.
Sorry, I should have asked,
Yeah.
are you in a relationship in the first place before we even went there?
Am I in a relationship? Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. But
Why are you answering my question? Why are you saying but?
because I'm trying to.
Have I said but?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying out your things. I'm trying out see if okay.
Okay. Let me forgive you.
Produce.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, that's it.
We're out of time.
Oh no.
I wanted to unlock more, but we're out of time.
Okay.
But you remembered some things you had forgotten about. So I think that's very cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's yeah. Thanks to you as well. Some of these. Yeah, I had completely forgotten about some of them, and that. When you look back and now I'm like, yeah, that's. I think God is not yet finished with you. He's He's
He still has some work for you
yeah,
to do.
exactly. And maybe at the end of the day, it's his calling for me to be on radios. Because sometimes I also add, I'm a very I come from a family of a strong Christian family, Catholic family, and a born again family. Yeah, and sometimes when I show or say show this other side on radio, everybody finds it unbelievable. Or even on social media, shares some spiritual enlightenment. They're like, no, this, that this is not whoever's
Who has taken over his
whoever's taken over.
account?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because that is my private life, and nobody. And when I try to show it, none believes that it's me. But that is actually where I come from. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and when I like I was saying, sometimes when you have these miracles in life and these life-threatening miracles and life-threatening rather situations, and then you have these miracles, then you simply can't find the answers, but it's only God who knows why He's still keeping you alive. You have so many of your friends and you've studied with, some have passed on due to natural causes, and you're still standing and until this day. And in fact, on that, as we end this, I've got to praise God. Yeah, he's seen me through this. Sharing my stories through different scenarios, as well as I've also tried to. Sometimes I get into that zone, and every morning I share probably a Christian verse. Yeah, sometimes I can get into that zone, and every morning that's what you get from me. And guys are like, what's going on? Because they're used to you and this other character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one who's always making fun. The one who's
and
always.
those are and those are the two different characters of those are my two different characters. There's the Byg Kahuna, the character, and then Jean Paul. The Byg Kahuna character that I just made up.
And Jean Paul, the person.
Exactly. That's my scene and my stage. That persona, and and then this other side, and you get to me. And the funny thing about the Jean Paul side is that I'm also a very attentive person. I lean back and I'm not the talkative, noisy, ratchet guy you hear. Yeah, and that also confuses so many of the people. Like, wow, you can actually keep quiet and just. You know what they expect of you, because this is the guy they hear and they want you to blow
to be
up.
loud all the time.
Exactly, yeah. For all these house parties and what. And now, since I've also even grown up, it's I'm more of an observant person.
Because you were telling me before that you of recent, even before the lockdown, you had kind of stopped going out.
Exactly.
You weren't partying much.
Exactly. Because you've seen it all now. Yeah, you've seen it all. You're now going through these phases. You're having all these reality checks, and you're looking at life in a completely different way. Not like probably when you were taking things for granted, living life on the fast lane. Yeah, you now lean back. You watch. You're watching. You're looking at what you went through, and the guys are just going through it all. Yeah, you're more observant person, but people still want that other character. And you're not.
We evolve.
Exactly.
Everyone evolves.
Yeah, everybody revolves, and and that's very interesting because before you never think you would reach that stage. Yeah, I never knew I would reach. I knew it would go on like that, and then now I'm like, wow. So I can now actually just wake up in the morning and just watch news. And I just read the daily events, and I'm no longer watching movies like I used to spend so much time. Maybe series, a little bit, but I'm also particular about them. What kind of series I watch, then how much time I spend on them. But now the more information read and all this stuff, get information, read books as well, and you're like, okay, wow. Maybe this is preparing me. Maybe I'm about to be a daddy. Yeah, maybe I'm also scared. What's going on? This is wow. Okay.
To embrace it. Embrace it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you embrace it, and
and
that's life. That's
see
life.
What comes with this chapter.
Yeah, that's the life cycle.
Well, thank you for coming on this show.
Appreciate it. Thanks for hosting me.
It's nice to catch up.
Oh yeah.